Peace and blessings, queens.
Welcome to the Pretty Babes Talk, where we delve on real issues faced by Black women.
This episode tackles trauma and its roots, brought to you by Africana Education.
Join us on this journey of understanding,
Healing,
and empowerment. To kickstart today's episode, we would like to raise a toast to Black queens worldwide.
Pretty babes.
Yeah, Pretty Babes worldwide.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's nice.
This is fresh for me. Like,
nice stuff.
When someone is traumatized, it means something uneventful, something stressful, something negative, something crazy has happened to them in the past.
Yeah.
And now they're having a reaction to it. So
Yeah.
that's why you know someone is traumatized, when they're like, oh, don't talk to me like that. And then they're like,
There's
oh,
definitely something in the past that triggered that.
Yeah. Like a trigger, basically. So
Yeah.
that's basically what trauma is. And then even in the medical field, like they use trauma to talk about like wounds, like when they say like trauma and all that, like maybe like
hand trauma, head trauma.
Exactly.
Trauma is like an emotional wound,
Exactly.
basically. Yeah.
It's an emotional wound. It transcends to just, a concept that is used in the medical field. It's also used in, the mental, like the social reality.
Yeah.
So trauma is something that is not really talked about.
Yeah.
I'm so heavy on trauma. It's something that we all go through.
Yeah.
Right?
And to be honest, like I don't think people really know what they'll consider trauma in their lives. Would you really consider like insecurities trauma?
Yes, because for you to feel insecure about something, it must have stemmed from somewhere.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Someone that is insecure about, maybe if I'm insecure about my nose or my lips or something.
Yeah,
it
maybe
stems
someone
from somewhere.
did something or said
Like
something
maybe
that
people
hurt
body
them.
shaming, like, oh,
Yeah.
look at your nose or something.
So
and then it's
trauma-
like, I start thinking like, oh, something is wrong with my nose.
Trauma-
For you to say that, then it means something is wrong.
Yeah.
And then I start being insecure. I start trying to cover in pictures and everything.
When someone mentions it, it's just like, oh, why are you mentioning my nose or
that
something?
is trauma.
Bruh,
that is
it can
trauma.
be anything, it can be deep, it can be as simple as that.
Yes,
Dang.
yes. And it also, trauma doesn't look at age or, or gender or background. It can happen to anyone.
I think I have a
as long
trauma
as you're
to
a human
share,
being.
but it's very simple.
Okay.
So I have this little dot on my nose,
Okay.
and when I was in primary school,
Do you know that
you didn't notice,
I
right?
haven't
But I'm
noticed
insecure
this.
about it, because like some people noticed it back then in primary school, and for some weird reason, you know how mean kids can be.
Yeah.
They're a little bit mean about it, just making like statements, and ever since then, even till now, like I'm always like thinking about it. Is this person looking at that dot on my nose?
I'm just seeing it now.
Do you get, like, it took me a lot of like healing to realize that nobody actually cares, and this is a part of me.
Exactly.
I have to just accept it. So
Exactly. It's really, and I feel trauma is something we feel. Like most people don't really know about trauma. But when you mention like mental health, okay, people get it. But then when you say trauma, it's like, okay.
what
What
is trauma? Is it
people
like
can't
rape?
really relate.
They always go that far.
Yeah.
Like it's not
Yeah.
just that. It could be that simple. Like
Yeah.
someone making a statement about something about you.
Yeah, it's something we feel, but then like it's not something we know. Like it's not something we're educated about. So that's why we're doing this, to educate
And teach you.
and teach you about trauma and its effects.
What triggers you?
What triggers you? Right. Everyone has triggers. Me myself speaking. So how do I put it? I can be so much of a perfectionist.
Yeah.
Right? That's because like growing up,
Yeah.
I was raised. Why did I scream?
Well, it's fine. It's like carry on. It's carry on.
So I was raised by a perfectionist mom. A really overprotective mom.
Same here.
You have to do everything right.
I think every African mom.
Right.
No,
Because
but
it
it's
feels like
fine.
there's a script that all parents are just
They're like,
following,
oh,
like,
read
okay,
this manual. This is what you're going to do to your children.
Exactly. So you have to do
Oh my
this thing
goodness.
right.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
top of my class.
Yeah.
Because you just have to be good.
Yeah.
This whole saying of does this person have two heads? Does this person have? So I was that kind of kid. I was
Yeah.
always top of my class. I was always, even I remember one of my report cards, like my class teacher was like, oh, Emanuela is a perfectionist. Like down to, I was that kind of kid that would literally cry at 99/100 or
Wow.
9/10.
Dang.
Like, why give me my 1 mark? Like, I did not. Do you understand?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was because of my upbringing, and then it has transcended to how I am now, right? So now, healing and everything, going through that, embarking on that healing journey,
yeah.
I've come to understand that it's not really about the other person, it's you.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody, like everyone has their capabilities, right? You're on your own pace,
Yeah.
right? So if I'm moving faster than you,
That's
I can't
fine.
expect you to move on my pace. So
Yeah.
if you're doing something for me, and then I'm getting impatient, it's not on you, it's on me. I am impatient. So me feeling, you can't do anything right. Why are
That's
you
not
so
fair.
slow? No,
It's not fair.
It's not fair. It's
Yeah,
me.
shouldn't
It's
try
it's
past
my
that.
issue that I
And the
need to
funny
deal
thing is
with.
that when you are like in that kind of situation, you're actually passing that trauma to that person.
Exactly.
Person now feel like they're not doing enough because you. So
So-
we just keep on passing trauma to everybody. Those little
Exactly.
things.
You see when people talk about generational curses and all, I feel like it's trauma, because trauma is passed from generation to generation. It's not really a curse. I mean, it's a curse.
It kinda is.
Looking at it, because
Yeah,
if
it
it's
harms
not
the person.
tackled, it would literally
just keep
harm
going
you
on.
and harm everybody around you.
Yeah.
So it's really deep. It's something we need to talk about. It's something we need to be aware of for us
So,
to tackle and heal.
I'm very curious about healing process. Personally for me, right, how I healed from most trauma I have. I won't say I've healed completely because I mean I'm not perfect, right?
Yeah.
But like I feel like when I notice I'm getting triggered over something that I'm not meant to be triggered over, I'm like, where is this coming from? Like, why do I think this way? Why do I feel this way? What happened to me back then that made me feel this way?
Yeah.
So you could try practicing that, paying attention to your emotions and trying to tap where that pain
Yeah.
is coming from.
That's metacognition, being aware of your thoughts.
Self-awareness, very, very
Self-awareness,
important.
being aware when you're thinking of something, because we have the power to control our thoughts.
Yeah.
So when sometimes, like, I actually practice, metacognition, where like I'm thinking of something, so the thought is coming, you're not that great, or you're not doing better, there are people doing better than you, and then I'm able to trace that thought and just hold it.
Why do I think that way?
No, I'm great. I've done
You
this.
deserve that.
Exactly. So we should be able to do that, to be in control of our thoughts, because that also helps. So when you're getting triggered, you're able to just calm yourself down. Calm down. Actually, recently I've been doing that. Like,
Yeah, I love that.
I get really triggered a lot. Like, if you don't do things like the way I want it to be done, it's just like. So most times I just keep quiet.
Yeah.
Or I just try to calm myself down. Like, okay, calm down.
It's fine.
Calm down. It's fine. It's like, what's
Yeah.
the worst that can happen? That's literally
It's
my
okay for
catchphrase
people
right
to
now.
fail.
What's the worst that
It's
can
okay
happen?
for it to be a little bit not straight.
It's not that deep. Exactly.
It's not that deep.
Exactly.
You will
It's
not
that
die.
deep.
Like, you'll be fine.
Actually,
You're
so-
okay. So yeah, that's it. Looking at what we have talked about so far, the concept of trauma and sharing our experiences, would you say that most people have gone through some sort of trauma?
Definitely. Because we've stressed the fact that trauma doesn't have to be like loss of a loved one, or it's the little things, even down to like people joking about you. Like,
Yeah.
when they're catching clues, they're using you to joke and everything, and then
Yab you.
yab and everything. it could also be like traumatizing experience for you.
Yeah.
It could
It could
raise
just-
insecurities.
Exactly. That's
And then from
trauma.
insecurities, it turns to triggers,
Yeah.
and all that. So,
Yeah.
so yes. But what you guys think?
What do you think?
What you think? Okay.